Three, two, one, boobs. Okay, hello. I I saw a spot or episode of uh, I believe it was Keith Edwards' show, podcast, whatever you want to call it, and he had clips of a Joe Rogan show that he did, and he had James Tallarico, the preacher. I believe that's his name. The preacher that was doing some, you know, shouting out, calling out of some Republican hypocrisies that they've been doing. Um, and so that reminded me of some ponderings that I was doing last night right before I fell asleep because I talk myself to sleep. Um, it's just something I do instead of counting sheep, because counting sheep doesn't work, but I talk myself to sleep, so that works. So, you know, that's just me. Anyways, so what I was doing, that's a pen dropping, uh, reminding myself of an idea or an expansion of a very typical idea, which was striking. And I think, let me center myself a little bit. Well, I think it would work. It's something that is only going to really work now in contemporary times, because basically the communication system has evolved to a place where it's worldwide, and it can essentially be worldwide almost instantaneously. And I always say, and I think there's a good amount of people that are putting out this message or a similar message. We need to recognize the enemy for who it really is. It's, the billionaires, basically the richest people in the world that are using all their political clout and all the weapons at their disposal to make sure that excuse me, everyone else is nice and distracted, fighting amongst themselves, so that we don't have enough attention left to fight the real war, the real battle. And so I would call it my idea, but I mean, statistically speaking, there's 9 billion people on the planet, so I doubt it's my idea alone. I think it would be helpful if somehow we would have a worldwide strike day. And I think it would only require a day, to make a statement. I would say only in America, but it would be much more effective if it would be worldwide, for a whole day. I think it's time for the working people of the entire world to, stand up with a unified voice, because I don't think by let me think of a decent way to phrase this. I doubt that the plight of the working American is entirely dissimilar from that of the working insert nationality um, across the world. You know, you may have been told that, oh, the Chinese are our enemies and the Indian are our enemies. And you go on, but the average every individual across the world just aren't. Um, so, I mean, even during the Cold War, the average Russian person really. So, and they were just as worried about nuclear annihilation as the average American citizen was. So it was just another bunch of lies. Um, Even the leaders were undoubtedly worried about nuclear annihilation. So, I mean, whatever. Um, Again, so how would you orchestrate this? Because my plan, my fear for this is, if you plan it a month in advance, that it may have some effect, but it wouldn't really have the effect that you would need. Um, so I think you would need something like a phone app or something like that, and have it downloadable, um, and just wait for it to be downloaded on most phones around the world. And, have something, you change the idea as it becomes discussed around the world. Uh, Maybe have it set up so that 4, 5, 8 times a month there's a automatic vote, and everyone around the world casts a vote, and when something like 80%, 90% of the votes are cast, if it's 90% yay, then the worldwide strike begins, and there you go. So there's no notice. And I mean, I don't know about anybody else who would potentially watch the video, but if you're any kind of poor like me, I've gone, well, 24 hours would not be a problem for me to even go without electricity. I mean, I can hunker down. Running water might be a little more difficult, but I can make it. You know, I can let pee and poo sit in the toilet for 24 hours. That's not a problem. I'm hoping some people who have a family can deal with that. Maybe if you got a baby, that might be a little more difficult, but those would probably be the downvoters. Um, I would suspect that people like the first responders, you would probably have to still go to work. That's okay. Um, we still need you. But it would, if it's done like that, then all the people that are truly reliant on us, and I say us in the figurative sense because I don't have a job. I don't do anything. I'm on disability. I'm a bum. I'm just the idea man here. The yous out there to push brooms, scrub toilets, wash dishes, do the laundry, yada yada. People that rely on all of you to do the things that a lot of these people that I'm directing this at have never done before a day in their lives, such as maybe, I don't know, fried French fries. Yeah, maybe that would make just enough of an impact to hopefully change tax law a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, maybe even just seeing an app being downloaded 4 or 5 billion times, maybe you could see that as enough of a threat to see some emergency actions being taken. I don't know. Anyways, I don't really got anything more to add other than that. It's just an idea, a proposal. I kind of doubt anybody will even see the video, but figured I'd put it out there. Something to consider. And I think it would be nice to see all the pores of the entire world working together for once. You know, kind of like Hands Across the World Mark II. I don't know if anybody remembers that. I wasn't even, maybe I wasn't born when that was taking place. I was born in '82, so like I said, maybe I wasn't even born yet when that was taking place, but I know of it. So a worldwide sit-in, kind of. So there you go. Boobs out, people.